All right, let's jump right into this. We're going to break down an ancient poem, Psalm 54. But look, this is way more than just a history lesson. It's basically a roadmap for a journey that is so human and, believe me, still incredibly relevant today. It's the path from feeling complete desperation to finding absolute confidence and hope. I mean, have you ever had that feeling, that punch to the gut moment when you realize you're in a serious crisis and the very people you thought you could count on are the ones responsible? Well, that's exactly where this whole story kicks off. Okay, so to really get the raw emotion here, we need to set the scene. This isn't some poem written in a quiet, cozy room. No, this is a cry for help coming from the middle of a life or death situation. What's really fascinating is that right in the title, the psalm is called a maskil. And that little word tells us something huge right from the start. This wasn't just a personal diary entry. It's a carefully crafted piece of art, almost like a song, designed to teach us something really important about how to handle a crisis. So let's meet the cast of characters in this drama. First, you've got David. He's our hero, but right now he's a fugitive, literally running for his life. Then there's King Saul, who's absolutely consumed by paranoia and jealousy, hunting him down. And then you have the Ziphites. Now these are David's neighbors, people from his own area. These are the people who should have had his back. And here it is, the moment of betrayal. The Ziphites go directly to David's #1 enemy and sell him out. Think about that. This isn't an attack from some foreign army. This is a knife in the back from his own community. And it's this single act that sparks the whole psalm into existence. So as you can imagine, with his hiding spot totally exposed, David has nowhere else to run, nowhere to turn, and that leads us to the emotional core of the psalm's beginning, when he just cries out. His very first words are just a raw, desperate plea, "Save me." But that next word, "vindicate," that's so key here. He's not just asking to be proven right in private. No, this is a public cry for justice. He's begging for his name to be cleared in front of everyone after this betrayal. And here, you can feel the desperation just hitting its absolute peak. He calls his attackers arrogant and ruthless. But the most terrifying part for him, he says they have no regard for God. In his mind, that means he's up against people with no moral compass, no boundaries, who will stop at absolutely nothing to destroy him. He is totally and completely cornered. Now, just as the tension hits its absolute maximum, something incredible happens. The entire tone, the whole vibe of this poem just pivots on a dime. It flips from pure terror to unshakable trust. This is it, right here. This single line changes everything. In the middle of pure panic, with enemies literally closing in on him, David makes this powerful declaration of faith. It's a conscious choice, a deliberate move to change his focus. And what's so crucial to understand is that his circumstances haven't changed one bit. The Ziphites are still traitors, Saul is still hunting him, the danger is just as real. But his perspective, that has been completely transformed. He stops staring at the size of the problem and starts looking at the strength of his helper. And this one shift in focus, it immediately creates a whole new reality in his mind. He stops talking about the danger he's in and starts talking about the deliverance that he is now absolutely certain is coming. You can actually see this new confidence play out in 4 really clear steps. First, he believes the evil intended for him will actually boomerang back on his enemies. Then, he promises to give a thank offering in the future. After that, he commits to praising God's name. And finally, he starts talking about his victory as if it's already a done deal. You know, that offering he mentions, it's actually a pretty big deal. A free will offering was completely voluntary. It wasn't something you had to do as part of some religious requirement. This tells us his promised response isn't about duty. It's going to be a spontaneous overflowing of genuine thankfulness for a rescue he is now convinced is on its way. And the psalm ends with this just stunning declaration of victory. And notice the language, it's past tense. You have delivered me. He's not hoping for rescue anymore. In his heart, in his mind, because of that declaration of faith, the battle is already won. He sees his triumph as a finished reality. So, this 3,000-year-old journey from betrayal to triumph really leaves us with a powerful question, doesn't it? In our own moments of crisis, when we feel cornered, when we feel betrayed, where do we choose to put our focus? On the size of our problem or on the source of our help?